rupees, leaders and rating. The man who got all of these was Rogers, ruler of the seas. As he was slain, he said, "You want my loot? You can have it. Search for it. Somewhere buried the biggest pile of loot ever. This treasure is a one piece and is somewhere hidden in rotation ranked. This was the beginning of the great age of pirates."
Hey guys, Saber here and welcome back to another new video, this time talking about Loot Sword, one of the two tier 1 decks this expansion. And of course, you will play the Asphalt loot package in form of Deep Sea Scout, Tidal Gunner, Stormwrecked First Mate and of course Barbaros Briny Convict. And we also play the additional loot support in form of Nighty Thief, Penguin Punisher, and the card that glues all of this into a playable deck, Rogers, ruler of the seas. Additionally, we play a bunch of supportive cards that will allow us to draw our entire deck. We play Send the Troops, which reads discard a card, draw 2 cards. We play Asuka, which draws us 2 cards. We play Strategist, which is basically a Swiss army knife for sword. It can heal, it can draw, and it also can clear boards. And we play 2 new cards from the newest expansion, Dashing Duelist, a 2-mana 1/3, which draws us another card. Once we rally 10, we recover a play point, and also have the ability on evolve to deal 2 or even on rally 20, deal 4 damage to everything. And of course, Untold Kick, one of the better, if not the best, new Transmute card, which is even so strong that it got nerfed. Last but not least, we are also playing a single copy of Mikael, which basically is a rally 10 invoke, so basically makes our deck 39 cards, and even if we draw him, we can discard him, send in the troops, or fuse him into Untold Kick. And we also play Seeker of Love, a 1-mana 1/2, really good tempo card, and once we rally 10, we actually get more damage out of it. So, enough talking, and here we are, the first replay. This time we are playing against Machina Portal. Rolling is pretty easy, we want to keep 1 drop, Session Duelist is fine. Playing Nighty Thief here, just as a 1-mana 1/2, to generate us loot over the course of the game. Next up dashing, just to get a card more. Now with interesting decision, he plays Hoverbike and we have 2 our Stormfist in hand, so drawing 1 here is fine, also creates a big threat for our opponent. He's not in a pretty bad position, and he decides to play Warden of the Trigger, a card that is generally only good when you go first as Machina, at least in my opinion. We can now play a little bit interesting. I decided to basically trade everything. And also generate 2 more bodies with Stormfist effects, keeping us with 2 play points to spend. You know, he has robotics on his Evo turn, which is a pretty strong turn, and we clear almost everything from our board. Over the course of the game, we'll check multiple times how fast my account is and will make my decisions accordingly. For next up, we play on the next Stormfist. We evolve now to get a 0 cost loot card, which might end up being our win for later on. Are we getting the 2/1 rush? Decide to go face, trade this one down. Also here's another 10. Fuse 1 into our big girl to maybe keep our hand count low enough that even if we cleared everything, we still get our draw next turn. Here he decides to play live with his puppet and plays a new point. I will check his count now, and he is now at 8. No, was it 7? He wants this down. He is now at 8, so I can clear his puppet. He will be at 9, and I will let the live live. So we don't get his invoke next turn. We generate here a bunch more loot. Fuse more into Barbaros. We will activate her here. get a new card, we refuse into Untold Kick with Lava, draw another card, we will keep his ambush here, clear our own board to basically make it impossible to trade anything into us, so we can't physically activate his Machina 10 restriction, and we basically now will just end the game on the power of Lloyd War and a few loot cards, as you will see in a few moments. Perfect, lethal. Game 2 against Bloodcraft. Every time I say Blood, I will now expect the new Wraith Vengeance deck build, which basically tries to get the Vengeance with Wraith cards and then just finish you off with Vengeance and Wraith combined. If you play against this kind of deck, you need to change your gameplay a little bit, because Loot has a bunch of burst finishing tools, but we don't want to burst them too early or below 10, because that might hurt us in the long term of the game. So one thing that we basically need to do, or in most cases need to do, is just stop attacking. And we see me here in this game basically not interact with my opponent, apart from clearing his board. And we also try to storm cheese, let's say it again, and just don't attack him. Yeah, he's at 13, so he is still 3 HP away from Vengeance. If we would have attacked him here now, we could have pushed him into Vengeance, and he would have summoned a cannon which could drop on us, dealing 6 and clearing our board. So by not doing it, we basically save maybe a few HP here. We will still take 6 and lose our board, but he used the Dear Ballers for that with Ink 7. And now we can actually start healing up again with Rogers, and you know what this effect is dealing 2 to the opponent. Once we play 2 loot cards, we basically don't actually do this here, because we will just keep, how is it, basically keep our health total high. We just kept that level, didn't have Rogers effect, and just healed up for a little bit. He now decides to push into Vengeance himself, which turns our gameplay around, because now we don't need to worry about him going into Vengeance, because it already is Vengeance, and we can start pushing down his HP and also healing us. So we use dash here, basically heal up, and deal damage to him, and then we heal up double gilded, dealing a ton of damage to him, which will basically put him down to 2 HP. If we decide to use a gilded here, I don't use it. He's down to 3 HP, actually 2 because of his effect, and he decides to give up because he can't kill us, and we have enough burst to finish it in the next turn. Next up, we are playing against Heal Haven. Heal Haven is the other big tier 1 deck, which actually can hurt us quite a bit, but our hand is so far so good. Once again, we open up with Nighty Thief. In here, playing the Punisher, it's just a fine 2 mana to 2, especially nasty on first pick, because we get a 2 mana to 2 and has the blade to potentially reward followers, pulling them down, and then pushing more damage in. We once again play our Storm here, because we have two of them in hand once again. This allows us to swim more aggressively. He got a good trade in here and even more damage. Now D4 to him, and he basically needs his Illuvia now. But because of our water maybe burst doesn't have Illuvia, I'm quite sure, he decides to not play and use Moss instead to clear our board a little bit, which is really good for us because it delays his quests, basically his heal game plan, and gives us more options. Now we can get our Rogers on pretty safe, but we're still missing cards. Finish him off. Also has a bit of healing, which means for us we need to OTK him. Here for Rogers, do more damage to him and end up with 2 play points, because I didn't really want to use more of the followers here, because we want the flags from them at a later point. Now gets his Luvia, buffs it up, gets the looting training and basically flips the game around. We're now in a kind of bad position. But we have the answers for everything. We now have a Barbarous in hand, which basically means that as long as he doesn't heal super much, we can finish the game next turn. We now use Storm Rector once again, this time to clear point boards. Using a bunch of skill boot, basically turbo out our loot quest here, which turns us completely live on turn 7. We clear the entire board, even nothing up to trade into, which doesn't really matter, and also setting it down to 14 HP, which means we have leave next turn even up to 17 HP, because Barbarous itself is 10 damage next turn, plus 2 flags, plus the leader effect. We basically end up at 17 damage. Now we double Alien plus EU, which basically puts him to 17, and even has more healing, which is quite bad for us because we suddenly now can kill him here because he has 19, which is 2 HP too much. So we have to change our game plan, and I decide here to play title first, basically be able to play more loot cards and get triple flag with deep scout and draw more cards, and as long as our random pings are good enough, we will be able to clear the entire board. But as you see, my ping luck is not that good, so we don't end up clearing his H3, which is a big concern, because he could have played John here and ended up being able to close out the game, but he fortunately didn't, and we get another turn, but he heals a lot here, and our hand doesn't look that great, sadly, and his sets also heal a bunch. He's down at 8, down to 11, we have the effect of deep discount, and we decide to use Unload Kick here to basically draw us deeper into our deck and see what we can get. In the long term, I probably must play this turn, because I really hoped to find more loot cards to be able to finish this game. Then I decided to instead go for a board clear and then draw more title. I basically spent a bunch of playboards to really clear or not really finish the game off. I could have had like 3 more damage here and draw more cards, and maybe would have been able to actually play Barbarous here. So I kind of misplayed here in basically seeing this again, and now we just finish me off with a double jar plus 10 mana loot, which basically can't really do that much. We heals up and we take really crazy amount of damage here. Basically you at 20. Exactly 20. But we are up now in the mirror match loot against loot. We're once again going first, so we basically have a bunch of luck going first. Shadowverse in a pretty big first versus meta so far, and we have a good hand. We now use Deep Scout aggressively just to draw cards because the rest of our hand is a little bit high cost and clunky. And he also uses Deep Scout to basically clear our Deep Scout to stop us from drawing more cards. We now here play other cover 3, which most of the time I wouldn't do, but this time it just basically was a kind of good option. He's also on Tony, which I didn't really talk about in the Decklist video, because some people play Tony and I don't really like him that much. I like this a little bit more. I feel like we have way than enough draw to find all our pieces without needing Tony to draw Barbarous or Rogers. he gets his turn 4 perfect Rogers up, which is quite scary, but we also have Rogers for our turn 5 and we go first, so we should be fine. Also, he already lost a bunch of HP and we will be able to just clear up his board and pressure him even more. Oh, now it's time for our Rogers. What do we even heal us back up to our own 20? Keeping up with some burn damage, we heal up. Play Gilded to deal 2 damage. Now play a Seeker of Law. That's a copy of Prince Juliet, which we will immediately discard to draw more cards. And we got to see another Lloyd and another copy of Rogers, which we don't need at this point and can maybe exile out for another body. He plays this Flashing Duelist, which is, I feel like, a lot weaker playing in the mirror, because the mirror just gets more and more as most of the time. I feel like the weaker options for Duelist, because having ambush is way stronger. Be able to set up levels and really punish your opponent for not having random destruction effects. Maybe just play a few loot cards. But not to 12. This time it's 3-5-1 is quite good. Plays his title. He'll also now clear up his board, heal up a little bit. But we have our turn 7 to push a bunch of damage, might even evil. 12 HP is not that much, and with Barbara's life we can finish this game most likely. Out of 7, we get a Mikael Invoke, heal number 2, which doesn't really matter at this point. We now fuse into Barbaros to activate her. Play Barbara, Barbaros itself is 10 damage here. Evo, clear. And then it doesn't really matter what we play, we just have a Deep Sea Scout, double flag, and we just win. For our final replay, we are playing against another portal list, this time not Machina portal, which is pretty solid too, but new contender, if playing the recent JCG and getting top 16, it's Control Portal, which will also cover on this channel quite soon, because I quite like Portal and it's a pretty interesting deck, because Control Portal is a deck which shines going second because of Arc. Arc is a pretty insane card. But this time, Portal doesn't get second, so we will still not try to counterplay them in the form of evolve points. We will not want to spend our evolve points here super aggressively, at least not so far that we will drop below his evolve count, because this would mean activating the Arc power. Our hand is still quite good, he got little puppets, we have our turn 4. Actually, I did a big misplay here, because I was supposed to play Rogers here, but I basically misclicked and accidentally played Stormy. It's still kind of fine, but it basically pushed me behind really in the long term, because I would have played Rogers first. I would then be able to play Storm in the next turn with a PP recovery effect, getting more bodies on the board. So I'm basically flip this around, which is bad for me because I'm missing on like 1 or 2 ready procs. But I still think it's quite fine. As you play, you probably should try to avoid this. Just playing the Guild Goblet here to heal up Rogers, deal 2 to him. And now he has a big turn, he gets his 6 mana goddess, he increases max HP total, clearing my board. But we are still not decay deck. And now we get our second Stormy off. And so we also build a big board, and its turn, not only get to 10 loot, 10 rally, but also be able to finish our loot quest. If you say once again, basically to keep our hand size low. So even if you clear fuel up to 8 only and still have our draw. He now is 8, 11, which is pretty big, and actually he's not to 25, so we're in quite a bad position because we are not full alive and he could be on to us. But we have our opponent strategist healing us up, or a bunch of HP, playing Seeker here, getting a 2 mana on, playing a bunch more of our spells, so basically we're able to clear his wall and also get a bunch of damage, in this case 9 damage here, and we end up with 4 cards in hand. Now it's a pretty big deciding turn, because he plays in his Interstellar Battlecruiser, and I'm really scared because he might banish our Barbaros out of hand, and he actually did it. But we did drop like a Deep Sea Scout, and we have Dashing Duelist almost at rally 20, so here comes a pretty insane turn. We play Deep Sea Scout into Barbaros, getting double flag, and also Dungeon of Growth. Deep Sea Scout, drawing Azuka, which is 1 mana, draw 2. Have another Deep Sea Scout, play the last Deep Sea Scout, playing 2 more flags, which basically puts it down to exactly 4 HP. We are now at rally 20 and can evolve our Dashing Duelist for the last 4 damage. You guys need to top deck good.